The purpose of government is for protection, and I believe the government needs to assume a position of defending ecological well-being for the protection of all terrestrial life. The modern perspective that policy functions from is of an unsustainable capitalist ideology that growth is to be maintained. I believe the functioning of capitalist ideology is doubtful to provide a hopeful future because it is an imperfect philosophy. The capitalist ideology has dominated international politics and has strong global influence in government. According to the Elcano Global Presence Index, the United States is, by far, the most influential country in the world, and the US is a very capitalist country and has gone to extremes to protect the capitalist ideology. Along with that, the UN Security Council, the United Nations' most powerful body, has 5 permanent spots composed of countries with heavy Western capitalist influence. 4 out of the 5 are considered to be Western or capitalist. From what I have learned, capitalism is based on 3 main claims. Humans are selfish beings only motivated by self-preservation and pleasures. The individual should decide what is good for the individual, and others shouldn't be burdened by the individual's choices. From these premises, further claims are calculated. The market should be the center of functioning because it is the most efficient method to have order. The strength and integrity of the market is good because it strengthens this order. And the economy should be expanded to strengthen the integrity of the market. GDP, or Gross Domestic Product, is arguably the most important of all economic statistics as it attempts to capture the state of the economy. BBC Business News. GDP represents the monetary value of all goods and services produced. Investing answers. A healthy economy is one with a high GDP, which means an increase in production and consumption. These statistics are so embedded in modern economic judgment and are used by the World Bank, the IMF, and the OECD. Aside from the disputability of capitalism's foundational premises, the current capitalistic model is based on infinite perpetual growth, production, and consumption of resources on a finite planet. This model is not sustainable, and even though it is solely dependent on Earth's ecological resources, it doesn't even prioritize ecological well-being. International interactions are competitive, anarchical, self-centered, and ungoverned by serious higher government, and there are no incentives to minimize damage of the integrity of the ecological systems, even though all terrestrial life is dependent on it. With no higher governing body that manages ecological well-being, resource consumption and depletion will go unchecked. I believe, to ensure survival, a new ideological government model needs to be designed and adopted that accounts for the value of ecology. The modern government perspective that policy functions from is of an unsustainable capitalist ideology that doesn't work on a finite planet. The purpose of government is protection, and I believe that government needs to extend to defend ecological well-being for the protection of all terrestrial life.